All right.
Coach, just general thoughts on today's game to start us out.
Definitely proud of our team overall. I think the first game, OVC tournament, new staff, a lot of new players assembled together. Sometimes you don't know what to expect. But I thought that our team had great energy. I mean, from shoot around this morning up until their warm up on the court, I thought that they, came in today with a mission, and I think it reflected in our play overall. So just proud of our team, and we were able to survive and advance another day.
So, you brought, you had Sean, your mind starting off on the bench. You got to talk about like the advantage that brings versus, putting the starting line of that caliber player.
Yes, I think, it was definitely a decision kind of made pretty early on as far as Yamaya was concerned. Shai missed some significant time with us early in the non-conference season just due to injury and some other things. But they're two players who are more than capable to be starters. I think it says a lot about their selflessness that they've accepted a role to come off the bench and become a punch for us. And what it does is that really empowers some of our other players because, other players that may have been players to then come off the bench, now they have the mindset that, hey, we've got to get our team off to a great start every single night. So our team is definitely a puzzle, a lot of different pieces that work together to make us complete. And Shai and Yamaya have truly bought into those roles.
Coach, a question for you, Zach, 91 IFM. An interesting first quarter for you, as it seemed that there was a struggle in scoring until Shai Booker came in and sank a shot. Was it more of a plan design from you to put them in and be able to push that inside goal, or was it less of a game design and more of just believing in your players?
Correct. Well, Zach, I definitely think, part of the plan wasn't to, kind of miss some shots early like we did. I think that we had good looks. I'm going to be very honest. I think we had good looks in the first quarter. Again, an advantage, it is an advantage to have the rest, but sometimes the lower seed team has an advantage because they actually have played on these rims. They've shot around a little bit. So I think it was just getting comfortable. And I think that's what we saw in the second quarter. Like you said, Shai was able to knock down some shots to get us going. I think Yamaya Johnson knocked down a few as well. Then once that happened, Carly, Shay, and the rest of the team, Nina, they were able to knock down shots as well.
Question for Shai. You're one of the key pieces on this team. What is the difference for you, coming in off the bench versus being a starter? How do you approach that? How does it help your game?
Well, I like to look at it as, like Coach said, just an opportunity to just be selfless. So I like to, while I'm sitting on the bench, I look at the floor of the game, kind of look at lyrics, see how she's moving around when she's on offense or also on defense. So when I get in, I see things that I like. So I try to not really do the same thing, but adjust the way she does. So it's good just seeing it and then getting my feet wet.
So it's a question you'd like to answer. The full court press, obviously, has been a problem. TSU is one of the stronger teams at full court press. You did a great job being able to beat that today. Just run me through, what was the game plan to try to beat that besides just speed?
All right, Carly.
The game plan was definitely to take care of the ball. We've been preaching that for a long time, every time we played them. So, I mean, I guess it's good that we played them twice before. And then we ended up playing them today because we've seen it before. It was really nothing new that they were doing. It was just us being composed. And we knew that if we took care of the ball, then this was our game.
All right.
Thanks.
I want to ask Carly, looking back at the past couple of games, I know it's been a struggle as far as stats wise. Into this game, starting in the beginning of the first quarter, it seemed a little bit of a struggle. How are you able to kind of get back on track?
I think just adjusting, shots weren't falling. I know that I'm just not a shooter. I can get to the basket. I'm a playmaker. I can get to the basket. I can see my open teammates. So just not relying on the three or just not relying on scoring, like get the ball back on defense, maybe get a steal, get a layup, get myself going, get to the free throw line. I think going into the games, I'm just, letting the game come to me instead of just trying to force anything.
Carly, so obviously this is your first OVC tournament, but it's your first with Austin Peay. How has it been more like, has it been more special for you or more different than been in the past?
I would definitely say it's just special being here anyways. it's hard to get here. Teams don't get here. So just being here is a privilege. And I mean, playing for my hometown, playing for my family, trying to bring home a championship back home, it would mean the world to me. So, I'm just trying to get it done, me and my teammates together.
Coach, question for you, looking ahead at number 1 Belmont is who you were waiting on to face, or who they were waiting on for you to face. They were sitting there scouting, obviously. What's the game plan that you've got right now running into that game?
Yes, I mean, I think overall, I think we all know, Belmont and their pedigree, what they've been able to accomplish in this league. For me, getting the job, they're one of the first teams that I immediately just began to study, because what they've accomplished, that's what we're trying to accomplish here. While we have great respect, I think the fact that we were able to split with them during the season, I love the confidence that gives our players coming into a game like this. And we talked about it before we left. There's no one that we're going to face in this tournament that we haven't, had a win against at least once this year. So again, great respect for, Bart and their program and what they do. I think they're first class. But at the same time, we're going to gear ourselves up and be ready for a great contest tomorrow.
Okay, Coach, third meeting, I'll piggyback on that with Belmont, and you're the last team to beat them. They've won 10 in a row. What do you look at in the short turnaround? Do you go off of that last game tape where you got the win and just see what they've done during this interim period, 10-game winning streak for them, or how do you prepare for tomorrow?
Yeah, I think the great thing about the conference and that it's not, too many teams. As you scout your other opponents, you're still watching teams that you may play again down the road. I don't think that any game plan can be identical, just because everybody does a great job making adjustments, adding wrinkles, and they've added a lot. From the last time we played them 10 games ago. So, we have a plan in place. Some things may be similar, but you can't keep everything identical and expect to win a game, because people make adjustments. So, we're going to get to it. Our staff has been working on it. Be good now to get our players involved after they get some treatment and some food, because I know they're starving. But again, it should be a great contest tomorrow. They're a tough opponent. We're looking forward to it.
Coach, your first tournament win, but it's also Austin Peay's first tournament win since 2012.
I heard.
Talk about all that and what it means to you to get your first win and then kind of help this program kind of get back on track.
Yes, well, I'm just kind of finding out about the first win since 2012. That it made it mean so much more. Sometimes we try not to, go through the details of it all. I always tell Casey and those guys, they're my historians. They always give me the fun facts after, but sometimes you don't want to bog yourself down with all of those things, because it creates more pressure. So I know if these young ladies stick together and stick to their roles and play together, I think that they're a very tough team to beat. So that's what we focused on today. The great thing about it is, for people like Nyjah Crawford, who's a graduate assistant and former player, those people who came here year after year and maybe they didn't find success, or players that were here previously, they get to be a part of all of this as well. And that's what, when you hear those stories, that's what makes it enjoyable.
Thank you all.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.